Hey guys, this is Jared Codling here with New Hack every week, and today I'm going to be sharing with you the Squared Canvas hack. Now, this hack cost literally hundreds of thousands of dollars in split testing, ad costs to get to this point. But what it's going to do is it's going to give you some crazy ass click-through rates like you've never seen, and you can make a hell of a lot of money doing this. I've used this method to gather hundreds of thousands of leads, and it still works to this day, and I've been using it for about 18 months. I don't know how nobody else has worked this out, honestly. I don't, but it works amazingly for me, and I'm going to keep doing it. As usual, don't share the hack. If it's fine to do it for clients and all that kind of stuff. This one could get patched. I know some of you guys are speakers and all that kind of stuff, and that's cool. Just don't share too much of this stuff. Try to use a lot of it for yourself or for high level clients. Anyway, let's jump into it. So why would you want to do this? So with Facebook ads, higher click-through rates lead to higher relevant scores. And higher relevant scores lead to lower costs like CPMs. So lower CPMs means a higher return on ad spend. So at the end of the day, there's a direct correlation between having a higher click-through rate to getting a better return on ad spend. Yes, there's other factors and there's other steps through this, but at the end of the day, this is one factor that we can really take control of. With whatever you're doing right now, this can make a market improvement, especially when we're talking top of funnel about getting leads. So let's have a bit of a look at what this funnel looks like. So firstly, we start with a Square video. So video is favored very heavily by Facebook, and what you're going to find, like this entire system that I've put together, is all based around the fact, let's give the Facebook algorithm what it wants. So firstly, they love video. And the thing with us, we do a Square video, and I'll explain why in a moment. That Square video goes to a canvas, which if you haven't seen it before, it's like a full screen takeover of a mobile device. So this is only a mobile funnel, but most people are on mobile these days anyway on Facebook. And then we go to your landing page. So rather than going straight from a video ad or any normal ad to your landing page, there's actually a step in the middle, which seems counterintuitive, and that's probably why no one's doing this. But through vigorous testing, I've managed to work this out, and it works every single time. So step one is a Square video. So here's an example one in the top right. And this is one, I do a calorie quiz with Drew Baird Fitness, my fitness company. And there's some stats. So I've had this as low as 9 cents a lead, but you can see with the stats, there's 13,000 leads that this are collected recently. I've collected hundreds of thousands with this technique. Average click-through rate is 7.24%, so much, much higher than anybody normally gets. Cost per lead is 37 cents on average, but as I say, I've had that as low as 9. We are at the point of saturation here in Australia. We've really smashed this quiz out. But here's some tips. So a lot of the time, marketers, they think about the consumer, and that's great. But we're playing a game on Facebook. So we can't just think about the consumer. We've also got to think about what does the algorithm want to see. And so a lot of my growth hacking is around giving the algorithm what it wants to see, because let's face it, this is at scale. Humans are not looking at our ads. Algorithms are looking at our ads. So the first tip is make it 4 seconds long. Seems kind of dumb, right? It's like 4 seconds. I'm like flashing a bunch of text on the screen. 4 seconds, it's a little bit too fast. And honestly, I discovered this by accident. And then I had to go, well, hell, why does this work? It fools Facebook into thinking that it's a great video because people watch it more than once. Because it goes that little bit too fast, people go, hold on, I got to recheck that. So it's like, firstly, it's a pattern interrupt. So it gets their attention because let's face it, they're speed scrolling these days. And secondly, we've got their attention, but it's a little bit too fast. They miss it the first time. They have to watch it a second time. So the Facebook algorithm goes, wow, this is really easy to get video views on. Why 4 seconds? Well, my theory is, as to why this works better, is 4 seconds is enough to not go too fast that people are annoyed, but it's also over their 3-second video view. So it's over that. It's under their 10-second view because that would just be too long for this to work. I do super simple messaging. It's got to be straight to the point. Split test the creative and the ad text like crazy until you get that right. And pick a thumbnail that is under 20% text, but still got to say the main CTA text. So the example here, that's not the thumbnail that I use. That's from the video. I actually go into Photoshop and drop the text down a little bit so that it's actually under the 20% so that I get as much reach as possible. Because with the 20% text rule, they don't base it on the content of the video, they base it on the thumbnail. So you want to keep it under 20%, but you still want to make sure for those people who don't have autoplay on that it does get your message across. Now, why do we do a square? A square video takes up so much more real estate on a phone. It's almost twice as much real estate. So next time you're scrolling through your feed, and a lot of people have worked this part out by now, but the next time you're scrolling through your feed, just have a look. A rectangle doesn't take up much space, doesn't really grab your attention. A square does. I've tested this with full screen or like tall horizontal, like tower style. I've never got a better result than a square. I think it's just more it's more visually pleasing. So then we go to step 2. So basically, we have it go to, and so as you can see, I do this in the mortgage industry, the weight loss industry. I do this in like all kinds of industries. The canvas is basically this interim step, which is really redundant, but it's about making Facebook happy. So Facebook right now, they're all about keeping people on the platform. So they're all about rewarding you for keeping them on the platform. So when you do an ad that goes to a canvas, as opposed to an ad that goes to your website, they'll give you a cheaper CPM. And I've tested it like crazy. It's just what happens. The second thing is, so think about the last time that you clicked on a video ad, whether it was a square or a rectangle, it doesn't matter. You clicked on a video ad. When you actually click on the video, it blacks out the rest of the screen and it just focuses on that video. Now, that's all well and good, but that's not really helping your click-through rate the same way as if you're to take them off-site, which is what it looks like with Canvas. Even though it's still on-site, it's like this weird interim period. I hope this is making sense. But basically what happens, anywhere that you click on the square video, it will open the canvas. So it doesn't full screen the video, it actually goes straight to the canvas anywhere you click. So the clickable area, like the tappable area, is about 6 times as big as what it would be if you weren't going to a canvas. So what happens is, now because you can click anywhere on that square or anywhere on the headline, there's like such a big clickable area that goes to the canvas, your click-through rate goes through the roof and you're rewarded with a better CPM. So they're not clicking the video and then dropping off, they're going straight to the canvas. It counts as a full click-through and you're rewarded for that because your click-through rate is so high. Now the canvas, well, if we could get around using the canvas, we would, but we have to send them to the canvas because that's how we make it such a large clickable area, and also get the reward for going to a canvas rather than going to your website, because website click ads are very expensive now. So when we get them there, just make it loop seamlessly. Make it short, like I do, like 4 seconds, 5 seconds. And look, the only goal of the canvas is to get them to hit that it should say CTA button. So get them to click on the CTA button. So where it says take the quiz. So we want to make sure that that's above the fold. And the click-through rate here should be about 80% plus, 90% plus, somewhere around there. So really, people are clicking on the square video ad, they go to the canvas, and most of them just go straight and click the orange button. Almost all. You will get a little bit of drop-off, but it's way, way, way more made up for by all the other benefits that we get for our CPM. And then we send them to our lander. So here's the flow. Square video, it's like short, 4 seconds long. We get that large clickable area because it's going to a canvas. It's also short and it just pushes that CTA button. The dimensions of a canvas are 1080 wide by 1920 tall because it's the same size as a phone. So this is like say an iPhone. So what you want to do is you'll actually make the video a little bit shorter. So whoever's doing your videos, whether it's someone on Upwork or Fiverr or whatever, or if you're doing them yourself, I do mine myself. You want to make it so it's not 1080 by 1920. It's actually a little bit shorter because you've got to squeeze in your CTA button at the bottom. You don't want that to be below the fold. You want to make sure when you design this that it's above the fold. So it'd be 1080 by say 1600 or 1700, depending how big you want to make that call to action button. And then they go to your landing page. So what this works really well on is the high conversion stuff that's already going to have a high click-through rate, and then we're just compounding that effect. So it's mainly top of funnel. And this is because the key is getting a high CTR. So, me getting 7% CTR on totally cold audiences, like I'm talking like lookalike 2% audiences and stuff like that. I'm getting a crazy CTR on that. And Facebook just goes, I'm in the top 1% of advertisers right now. Because not only am I getting a high CTR, I'm also getting people who are watching my video multiple times. They're also rewarding me because I'm not sending to my landing page, I'm sending to a canvas, which they give a boost for as well. So I'm just basically stacking everything together. And so that works best on top of funnel. in my experience. It still works on other stuff, just not as well. I do it for some other stuff where I'm just trying to get them to a sales page and stuff. But I mean, the real key here is like I do this for mass lead volume, getting hundreds of thousands of leads. And so I just combine all of this stuff and Facebook thinks that I'm a god. So that's it on this one, guys. If you've got any questions, just let me know. But give it a try. And if you're stuck on video editing and all of that, I'm going to make a hack about how I hire on Upwork really effectively and stuff like that. But good luck. Just give this a try. Honestly, if you're doing it for lead generation or something like that, quizzes work amazingly with this kind of thing. I do it in, as you saw, weight loss, mortgages. I've done this in power, like electricity providers. I do it for anything that's leads. So, best of luck.